Mr. Speaker, before the Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965, all across the American South, very few African Americans were registered to vote. Men and women of color stood in unmovable lines. In Lyons County, Alabama, between Selma and Montgomery, more than 80% of that county was African American, but not a single African American was registered to vote. Many people were harassed, jailed, beaten, and some were even shot and killed. I cannot forget that in 1964, 3 young men that I knew, James Shaney, Mickey Schreiner, and Anna Goodman, 2 was white, 1 was black. They went out to investigate the burning of a church that was to be used to prepare people to pass the so-called literacy test. These 3 young men were arrested, jailed. They were taken from the jail by the sheriff and his deputy, beaten, shot, and killed. They were killed for trying to help people become participants in the democratic process. During that dark period in our recent past, black men and women who was teachers in public schools, colleges and university professors were told that they could not read well enough and they failed their so-called literacy test. On one occasion, a would-be voter was asked to name the number of bubbles in a bar of soap. On another occasion, a person was asked to count the number of jelly beans in a jar. Yes, we have made some progress. We have come a distance. We are no longer met with bullwhips, fire hoses, and violence when we attempt to register and vote. But the sad fact is, the sad truth is, discrimination still exists. And that's why we still need the Voting Rights Act. And we must not go back to the dark past. We cannot separate the debate today from our history and the past we have traveled. When we marched from Selma to Montgomery in 1965, it was dangerous. It was a matter of life and death. I was beaten. I had a concussion at the bridge. I almost died. I gave a little blood, but some of my colleagues gave their very lives. We must pass this act without any amendment. It is the right thing to do. Not just for us, but for generations yet unborn. When historians pick up their pens and write about this period, let it be said that those of us in the Congress in 2006, we did the right thing. And our forefathers and our foremothers would be very proud of us. Let's pass a clean bill without any amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Wisconsin.
Mr. Chairman, I yield myself the balance of time.
Gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.